pitch presentations. Let's go! Up first, Blueberry. Get up here. You got places to be. Well, the bluest of all berries, of course. Five Nights at Berries.
Five Nights at Berries. Oh, it's loading.
Yeah, give it like a day. Make sure to talk towards the microphone.
All
So
right.
stand here.
All right. I hope you all can hear me well. Let's go.
Smiley face.
All right, guys. Are you ready for this? The horror game of the century. None other. I really hope this works. Blue. Free picks. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's beautiful. Let's actually talk about, okay, what is Blueberry? Blueberry is a 3D defensive survival horror game in the PSX low poly style, PS1 style. So essentially the idea is that in Blueberry you defend against waves of overgrown produce monsters and their horrid leader, Blueberry. We're not playing that again. But with the goal, don't get smooth. That is the slogan of the game, for right now at least, until I change my mind. But why are we doing this? What is the lore of Blueberry? Well, you, my friend, are playing as a sunset farmer, and you are trying to take back the farmland, the Berry Bush Basin from Blueberry. Um, Once again, I forgot like the spiel I did this last semester too, but it's okay. It's not very important. Yes, if you've seen Iron Lung, just imagine that, but like very blue. That's Blueberry.
Blue lung.
But okay, what are the inspirations for Blueberry? So right there you see I'll Oni. It's called like Blue Demon, basically is what it means. It's my inspiration for like the main character. It's what I feel like one of my favorite horror games. We have Five Nights at Freddy's and Baldi's Basics. That'll be really important later. That's like where a lot of the mechanics come from, but I'll actually talk about that in a moment. Then I have Granny and Iron Lung, the game there. That's where some of the PSX stuff, the convenience store, very popular PSX game. It got PSX game. It got the genre rolling for old style fashion video games. And right there is actually Poppy Playtime, and that's also some mechanics. So
Right now.
free on Steam right now. So what's the game play like? I sort of talked about it, but if you see on the right there, I think it's the right for you, I don't know. But there's sort of the outer farmlands and your camp. So basically, on the inside of that camp, the game is going to be Five Nights at Freddy's. And then when you leave that camp, the game basically becomes Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning, where you're roaming around this sort of maze here. And it's so dark. This is so sad. But you're roaming around this maze's farmland, and you're essentially trying to avoid these different types of monsters trying to get in your way. And while you're inside the farmland, the center point, you're playing Finance at Freddy's, doing your resource management. And when you run out of resources, you gotta leave to get more resources so you can keep defending yourself. And while you're trying to get more stuff, you try not to die. That's the idea there. And yeah, multiple nights, increasing difficulties, new monsters each night. Eventually, we don't worry about that though. Here's, oh, yeah, so these are like some more ideas. You're in this corridor, sort of like Baldi, you see in the bottom right, and then except the corridor is big farmland and it's low poly PSX, and everything is really blue, has blueberry. So for the MVP for Blueberry, is to have sort of a basic map layout, sort of like this maze here, and one monster that is Blueberry himself. I'll actually show you something pretty cool in a second. One defense mechanic while you're inside Five Nights at Freddy's, I mean Blueberry, and then one exhaustible resource that you'll have to unexhaust when you play Baldi's Basics, and then the difficulty scaling system. So I made this on Tuesday. I decided to actually use Blender. Here's a short idea of sort of like what Blueberry would look like. You see sort of this like really like skinny dude. Of course, I haven't finished it, not even close to finishing it, but just sort of to give you an idea. And then I have like the very overwhelmingly blue landscape that you'll see in the game. Yeah, I need to work on my UV editing skills because he looks pretty weird as you can see in that bottom. LMAO indeed. Yeah. So how can you help with Blueberry? Honestly, I don't really know. I what I really want actually lurkers, bro. Like join the Discord. Join the Discord, bro. I'm gonna just post a bunch of stuff there as I work on stuff. Just literally just lurk and look at the game because I'm probably gonna pursue this for a while. Maybe get it on Steam. Who knows? You'll just get to see what happens. But if you do want to work on something, if you're an artist, I'd actually love you. Um, not like that, but yeah, I would love you, but just so you can work on different character designs and etc. And then yeah, programmers who can make AI. That's also cool. That is pretty much it though. Thank you, Blueberry. Don't get smooth, and then I be obnoxious and okay. Thank you very much.
Get off my stage. Thank you, Blueberry. It is a joy to see this repitched. Hopefully, we'll see an MVP this semester. You gotta go? All right. See you, man. Have a good day. All right. Up next is Into the Dark, which is Lucia's.
Yeah, and that's right. Into the Dark is making a comeback. I'm repitching again. So the basic game idea for Into the Dark is it's going to be a 2D puzzle platformer where the main character suddenly has this voice in their head and they have to go into the dark to vanquish their personal demons. Now, the characters, I think by now, most of us already know Mo, my Chud son. The voice is basically the narrator of the game, and Chukas, which I haven't put in the game, is just a goofy dog. And as the story goes on, I'm planning to include some more characters. Now, the gameplay. The main gameplay basically consists of facing your demons and returning to the light. The puzzles will involve altering the environment, so I've got movable, like moving platforms, some pushable boxes, and a lamp so you could see in the dark, so you could move on to the next, so players can move on to the next area or level. Now, there's also hidden letters like within the levels, so players can get like a little bit of the lore behind the game. And the ending is basically determined by the player's choices. Now, here's some old concept art that I had when, like, this is when they enter the dark, and at some point, like, when they're in there, when they're inside. Wow. Here's some sprites that I made. So here's, like, an idle animation. Walking and running, attacking, pushing, and yeah, he dies. He's dead. Yeah. We all knew this was gonna happen, okay? It's not Into the Dark without this. Now, some more sprites. Here's a lever that activates this platform, a sign, some boxes, and this lamp. As for progress, this video is mostly from the first level. Anyways, as for MVP, I'm planning to have 3 to 4 levels. I mean, technically, the MVP has been long done, but I would like to have 3 to 4 levels of the game. Right now, I've got level 1 complete, and I'm currently working on level 2, which is almost finished. So, after level 2, I just need 2 more levels for the MVP. As for stretch goals, I would really like to have some more levels, an opening cutscene, and one ending. Long term goals would be a total of 10 levels and to get further along in the story, maybe even finish the story and have different endings or more cutscenes. As for tools, we all knew it's Godot, okay? Sprite for Sprite and Pixel for sprites and backgrounds and animations, and GitHub to share code. As for help needed, I would really like some level designers for to create some level ideas or puzzles. Anyone is welcome to do that. Musicians, I would really appreciate some musicians. The game has no music whatsoever. It's really quiet. Very quiet. Now, here's a QR code to join the Discord link for the game. Wait, actually, let me just leave that up there for 10 seconds. Okay, now you can look. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes.
Crazy work. Crazy work. Anyways, up next is just tap down. Jenny Quasar, Scientist Girl, the game, 2002. Are you gonna give us your warning?
Do it later.
Do it later?
Yeah, or
I'm not sure it counts if you give it after the trigger.
no, it's fine. That's how
It's
it's
fine.
fine. It's spoilered.
Yeah, I know. You said it's saved for the end, so I didn't unspoiler it.
No, not that. Anyways, Jenny Quasar, Science Girl. Thank you. Just to let y'all know, this game is a repitch. You know, sorry, I didn't come up with a new idea. I had like 4 weeks, and I spent all winter sleeping instead of coming up with a new crazy idea. Sorry. But what is it? What is Jenny Quasar anyways? Well, if you couldn't tell by the name, it's about a funny scientist girl, this little cat girl named Jenny Quasar. From Jenny Quasar Science Girl. And she's a crazy little scientist. She gets into all sorts of little trouble. It is much like the show Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, which, if you couldn't tell, is much like Jenny Quasar, Science Girl. As you can see here, there she is. It's a fake TV show. It's a fake TV show that we're making a game based on, and it's pretty epic. She's gonna go on lots of crazy adventures, featuring Jenny Quasar, the Science Girl. She has a ray gun. And she has friends. And you know what show is good without side characters? So we got a bully slash love interest. We got like the Worry Wart friend, the Carl, and the Sheen. She might have to be cut for time purposes. But yeah, she's all. It might be Deltarune. We don't know. You know, maybe. I mean, you can kind of see a Susie, a Ralsei, um, uh,
Yellow one.
yellow ones. That's right. That's correct. Um, you will be fighting off demons in this one. I realized I didn't actually explain what happens in the game. So the game is Jenny is screwing around with some alien rocks she found in space. But then it turns out the rocks have an evil alien parasite that are going to take over all of her friends and family and mutilate them into these horrific monsters that want to kill. and take over the world, of course. It's much like Attack of the Twonkies, except there's more death, more people die in this one, unfortunately. But what is the MVP for this video game? What is even about? It's a 2D platformer and a little bit of survival horror in there. So you're gonna have to run away from all the monsters. The thing about the MVP is that I already did it.
That's awesome.
Here it is. Here's a YouTube video showing that the MVP is in fact
It's not this one.
right. Sorry,
I remember this. I was there.
you were there. Except that was a live demo. This is a videos.
I was there in the live demo.
So as you can
Nice to
see,
be
it's
there.
kind of looking like that. I really want to go for like a Game Boy Advanced feel, just to like make it feel like a really shitty, rushed tie-in franchise game, like you know what I'm talking about? It's like Fairly Odd Parents the game for Game Boy Advance. That's kind of the vibe. Except also it's evil and fucked up and there's a demon trying to kill you.
It's also like E.T. Big game.
Exactly. So since I did the MVP, what are we doing here? Well, I'd like to do more of it. For one, the enemy AI doesn't quite work as it should. I meant for it to kind of wander around aimlessly until it finds the player within a certain range, then it'll start chasing them. That it doesn't quite work. The chasing state works, but the wandering, it's hard to switch between them. Some puzzles of some sort. I'm kind of going for a Resident Evil classic old survival horror vibe. So, we're going to be looking at statues and, putting gemstones in holes, put this circle in the square hole type of puzzles. And maybe it goes in the square hole. Maybe finding some like passwords or something like that. I'd also really like to just build up the interaction system, like when you can go up to an NPC and talk to them, there's a text box, there's a portrait of the character. I'd really like to get that going just to see how that works, you know. And of course, some kind of way to die would be nice, so we can get more of an idea of how the game loop might feel. 3D models would be nice, but ain't nobody got time for that. So what do I need to do this? Programmers, artists, sound designers, um, writers might be nice. I still have not made a checklist of scenes I want to write out, but it would be nice to get some dialogue for the characters and figure out the general arc of everything. I have an idea of how the game ends, which is Toxic Yuri, of course. These are the things we will be using. I probably would have switched to Unity, but I started in Godot, so we're ending in Godot. So that's how it goes. These are just sort of, obviously, what if you are working in 3D or 2D, whatever you have works. We'll figure it out from there. But Blender and Sprite are pretty good at this sort of thing, you know. Here's just a list of free mocap and canned animations. So we don't need animators necessarily because we can have some walking or lurching animations kind of pre-made for us, but modeling is still kind of important. I also put some examples of the sort of style I'm looking for. Definitely that pre-rendered. We took a picture of a 3D model and put it in our game kind of feel to it. So there's some tutorials and resources on how to do that. Of course, the Jimmy Neutron inspiration. There he is. And specifically this game, which has this fucked up evil world in it, was kind of the main inspiration for this game. It's like, what if a GBA horror game existed at all? And of course, I'm also going for that more examples of licensed shitty games. And of course, SpongeMan 9. Everyone loves SpongeMan 9. Content warning, white people and Canadians. So, just be warned. These two YouTubers really inspired me to make this game. Their content and the general vibe, not their vibe, but the topics they cover and how they cover them. Nitro definitely gets a lot of nostalgia games in there. He reviewed all the Jimmy Neutron games actually. Toad Bop, of course, looks over a lot of lesser known horror, like an Ice Climbers horror game, which was pretty interesting. And, obviously we can have a laugh about it. We can say, well, it's kind of cringe, and it is. But, at least people are doing it, and they care about it. So it's very inspiring to see these kind of low budget, low production horror games, probably made by like someone in their 16s in high school.
That was real shit.
Yeah, it's not gonna go well for her love interest. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Up next is Extreme Extermination. Millions must honk. Get over here.
If the slides would load. I specifically crafted these slides to murder Dachi's laptop. So
I do that to myself.
nice. So this is Extreme Extermination. It's a repitch again. Not really again. So, but before we get into the pitch, I would like you to analyze these geese I have here. So, do you notice anything about them? I'd like some answers from you guys.
The evil.
You might be onto something there. Anyone else? No, it's not. I don't think so. At least I didn't check. So,
Kind of going through the.
I'm starting to think you're a double agent.
are they? I can't.
They're like kind of merging. Like why is that one like in the?
Oh, that one is in defense. No, obviously these geese can warp reality.
Through here.
Is that like
His
a
head is
hole in
coming.
the fence? I can't.
Obviously he's warping reality. All geese can do that.
Look, this is the fence is like
Yeah.
rectangular. So
And he
this
just
is
goes
where
through it.
That's just to stick there for vibes.
He's not obeying the laws of physics. He's a criminal.
He
I
has to be put
see.
down.
Exactly. So that's why we are going to strike them down. I did not. I messed up the slide.
You mean to put it?
I didn't. The scuff presentation. All right. So Extreme Extermination is a shoot 'em up where you're like the little plane and then you blow up all the aliens from space. But here you're gonna kill geese instead of aliens because geese deserve it, as you can see. So the philosophy of Extreme Extermination is you will be killing enemies quickly because it fuels my bloodthirst. So we will prioritize point blanking, close combat, shooting geese in the face over sitting the bottom half of the screen for an hour just sweeping. And to complement this, I will have bosses and enemies be right in your face for a good chunk of time, and you will also be using consistent use of resources to kill more geese. And also, second pillar of design philosophy is consistency. All our runs should play almost the same, little RNG involved. Routing will be key to getting good. And because we are going to make a video game and not a pachinko machine, unlike some man named, I don't know, Hideous Kahunas.
Hey, Konami did that. Not they took his IP. They made a pachinko machine out of Metal Gear Solid 3.
Alright, so the story. Why are we killing geese? Well, because geese killed your father. Your mother also died during childbirth, but not because of the actual childbirth. She got defenestrated by a goose. Geese also stole your bike. Shout out John for that idea. Also, geese killed your dog via defenestration as well. Also, geese were somehow able to take over an entire planet's worth of land in a single day. How did they do that? Oh, America is now the last remaining major power, but the president is actually just 3 geese in a trench coat. So the reason why geese are destroying the world is because they're bored. They have nothing better to do, so they're gonna destroy the world. And after all this, I don't think you're very fond of geese, don't you think? Here is my attempt at world building. As you can see, I put so much effort into this.
Death Stranding.
This entire European whatever area, it got hit with a dying neutron star. Greenland is dead because it ruined my runs of Plague Inc. so I just killed them off. Canada is a gaping pit. Brazil is under containment, and New Zealand was sacrificed to Australians because that happens in real life. Totally. Inspiration. So obviously the main inspiration is a whole bunch of like there's some like bullet hell games. There's specifically a game called Double Blade Reboot that I've played recently where it's this I stole the design philosophy of just running up to geese and shooting them in the face. Uh I also it's also inspired by Team Mod Loader. I have a little bit of time on Team Mod Loader. Just I have like it's like about three, maybe a bit more than 3 hours. Obligatory Toho gift. I didn't play Toho. And also the main inspiration.
Oh, I'm here.
Geese that have human arms because I got in trouble a few too many times because I was laughing at them in high school. And some Discord messages because I didn't know where else to put them. Gameplay, yes. I did this video right? All right.
26 seconds of.
I'm very also, here's some doodles that I drew in class because crazy story. I accidentally stopped the class for a full hour and I ended up drawing this. Yeah.
There.
Yes. Uh, the story's not for this presentation. MVP goals. So the MVP is actually already done. You can shoot geese, you can bomb geese, you can nuke geese, and unfortunately, geese can shoot you because it's not a turkey. It's not a bulletless turkey shoot. I want you to hate the geese. But other goals that I want for this, I pitch whatever it's called is I'd like a point blank weapon that you use in close combat and geese that have destructible parts. Like you can blow up their wing and then blow up their other wing and then, or you can just shoot their head and they just explode. And the same geese should be able to have different behaviors. So like some will just run at you, or some will just stay up the top of the screen. And maybe this semester I could have a boss, aka just a PNG that just shoots the whole screen at you. And some stretch goals, I'd like a scoring system so you can flex on all your friends, some more weapons, and bit crushed voice acted smack talking. Again, I have a little soft spot for this in Double Blade Reboot because one of the bosses, he smack talks you and violently explodes. I have a clip of it right here. Can I play this?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Damn you. I'll be waiting for you in hell. I'll be waiting for you in hell.
That's the clip. All right.
I agree.
And who we need? Anyone. I am desperate. You can lurk if you lurk, that would help more than just lurking in the server normally. It provides moral support, I think. Uh, the end.
Thank you.
How will this affect the geese population?
Drastically, they will all be dead.
Goose dismemberment. Okay, very cool. What is that goose doing, bro? Anyways, up next is Four Elements platformer. So, come on up.
All right, here we go.
Slides ready for you. Company tagline.
Okay, so I kind of rushed these slides and completely forgot to put any screenshots or anything of the game in here. So, yeah, this is a repitch of Four Elements Platformer. and then your company tagline. Okay, so it's a four-player puzzle platformer game where you basically just have to work together to reach the goal. Uh, yeah, that kept showing up in my check-ins for whatever reason. And so yeah, so yeah, there's a player for each of the four elements, and they all have like different abilities. So you basically just have to use them together to figure out how to reach the ends. And we have this graph that doesn't really mean anything. And oh yeah, I forgot to put this slide in, so I kind of just threw in a different style. So my main inspiration was Fireboy and Water Girl, just for the whole concept. And then also Geometry Dash and probably some other games with pixel art in them for the art style. And the MVP uh, is four characters, um, one, a couple of puzzle elements, and one, maybe a couple of levels, and you have to be able to win and lose. But yeah, it's already done. We already Yeah, and then over the summer we kind of added a couple things. We added checkpoints, a single player mode, so you can use bumpers or number keys to cycle through the players. And we added some particles and lighting, right? And then here's stuff I kind of want to add in this semester. Um, Tutorials. We have like no tutorials in the game. You're just expected to know what to do. I kind of want to change that. More levels. We need more levels. There's like five. Uh, some more mechanics would be nice. Maybe bosses. Maybe even a level editor. I mean, it might not be that hard considering how I made the levels. And all right, yeah, we're using Godot, and also I don't know if I mentioned this already, but we're doing a pixel art style. So yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I didn't mention this. We're using GitHub. So here's who we need. I don't know who these people are, but they were in the template. Programmers. I don't want to be the only one uh making the game. And artists. I don't think I'm kind of bad at drawing pixel art, and I got one of my past roommates to draw some pixel art. I don't think he wants to be the only one doing it either. We need level designers, because levels, and some sound designers because we have like barely any sound effects. I can probably cover music if we need it, but yeah. All right, we have lorem ipsum, QR code. Nice. All right, that's it. All right.
You might have to download the QR code.
I'm not pressing that. It's a PNG. It's a PNG. I can't click on it. Yeah, why don't you guys scan it, huh? You guys want to scan the QR code? I'll let you. Who wants to do it? I'm not getting rickrolled. Sure, man, we believe you. All right. Up next is, and finally, Cornucopia. Let me get you situated. Let's go. Oh,
Hello, I'm Nish. This is Cornucopia, a time-traveling cowboy period drama slash detective mystery with cosmic horror elements. Cornucopia is a detective mystery game wherein you take the role of a U.S. Marshal sent to take a demographic census in the year 1870. You travel to a small town in Cornucopia located in an intermontane basin in rural Colorado. In the town, you must find environmental clues to piece together the family tree of the town's residents. But as you dig deeper, you uncover a time looping mystery spanning generations and a plot by greater forces spanning millennia. For the gameplay, you have to explore and notice details in the environment to deduce and record the name, profession, and heritage of every individual currently residing in Cornucopia, Colorado. As you explore, you'll find ways to travel to the past and future in 30-year increments in a closed loop. As you fill out the census, more of the town will be accessible to you, giving you more clues to find more evidence. My narrative inspiration, primarily dark, from Netflix, H.P. Lovecraft, True Detective, King in Yellow. If you know any of these, please hit me up, please. For visuals, I was thinking something like Firewatch, Zdzisław Beksinski, Return to the Oberdin, and Colorado, the place. For mechanics, the main inspiration, if you're familiar, is Return of the Oberdin, which is a detective game where you're a insurance guy on a ship, on a ghost ship, and you have to figure out the fates and professions of every single person on board. For the time travel mechanics, I'm taking inspiration heavily from Dark, which is another time loop family drama mystery. Here's the fucked up family tree here, and Outer Wilds as well for their time loop mechanics. My MVP would include a fully functional family tree, an explorable, basically empty 3D environment with at least 2 epics you can go to, and as much of the stories as we can figure out in whatever time period. What we need are writers. I don't know any shit about writing. If you join the writing team, you can put gay shit in the game. Everybody loves gay shit. Yeah. I figured that out kind of halfway through.
Just change the slides.
Yes. In fact, I started the slides 3 hours ago and I was thinking on what worked. And so, yes, please come and join and put gay shit in the game. Artists of any variety, 3D and 2D artists, concepts, portraits, models, towns, adding fun details, programmers, Godot with GD script, not stressing about it. Join if you want. Musicers of any variety. And we actually do need ideas, guys. I need someone who can say, wouldn't it be fucked up if, and then just tell me some heinous shit that could happen in this town.
Hiring 3 potential men.
And if you're autistic about cowboys and are you interested in history, like Red Dead, Frontier, Colorado, please hit me up. I need people who will tell me I'm a fucking idiot for the guns I put in the game. Please join, or he fucking gets it.
He probably deserves it.
His fate's in your hands, guys. His fate's in your hands. Thank you.
Want to go through, Nice. And I think that just about concludes all of our pitches. So, slideshow, the rest of our stuff, the Steam, Instagram, and sign-in sheet. In case some people are wondering, no, I have not repitched Sharpshooter Tilda. Um, Anybody saying anything in meeting general? And that's either. Hang on, I'm enamored by this cat. uh, and that's Sharpshooter Tilda as a complete video game. I mean, we hit the MVP, or more accurately, everyone that was on my team hit the MVP because they did a great job with it. And while I was thinking about repitching it, I'm still on the fence about it because I just kind of started writing stuff up for a game I want to make myself. I mean, I was also on the team, but I was potential man ideas guy. So I mean, I did whatever, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I change my mind, I am president. I could just pitch it halfway through the semester. But at the same time, there's other things I want to work on. So unfortunately, no Tilda. However, if the developers of Tilda show an interest to work on the game, I will definitely facilitate that and show your guys' progress in the banquet. So that goes for you, Solomon, if you want to spread the news to the server. But I'm I've gone my own way, chemistry and shit. So yeah, that concludes our game pitches. Stay tuned. I did say in the announcement that the ability to join these pitches will be up either by sometime tonight or sometime tomorrow night. Might be tomorrow night because I'm feeling lazy today. But um, again, there will be an announcement, so there'll be that. But if you're extremely interested in joining those pitches ASAP, see if you can reach out to the team leads if you can remember what their Discord handles are, and majority of them they create their own Discord servers that you join to stay more organized in there, anyways. So there is that. Hi, sixth, seven sun heads. Yeah, that's the team lead for the sixth, seven sun. So, anyways, okay. That's it.